Namaskar Mitro. This is the second part of your economics, chapter 1, part 2. And previously, I have discussed with you from the PPT that was made by me. But today, in the part 2, we will discuss the rest of the chapter from the PPT that I have from your textbook. And in our previous lecture, we have finished till the scope of the economics. So we will go through it, and you can see that how much part of the chapter that has been done in a previous lecture. So we also have completed economics and economics theories, how the business economics and the economic theories work, what was the scope, and we also have discussed all these points from our previous lecture. So guys, today we will start this lecture with the next point, that is significance of business economics. So we were at significance of business economics. Now what are the significance of business economics? So guys, the whole meaning of the chapter is what is economics, what is business economics, and how a business can use the theories of economics. So there are certain theories, there are certain way to decide, to predict, to assume some data about the future. There are certain theories by which a manager can take decisions to run their business well, and how to use the resources properly. So the economic theories are really very important for any business to adopt those theories to take the decisions. So now we will discuss that what are the significance of business economics. Here the first point is given, that is reconciling economic concept with business conditions. Business economic reconcile the tools, techniques, models, and theories of traditional economics with actual business condition in which a firm has to work. Now, whatever the theories has been adopted in the economics are matched with, are compared with the business conditions, and by the comparison, manager can get to know that in this kind of situation what decisions should be taken to do the best of it. So economic theory are really very important to adopted in the business about the conditions. Now we have the second point, that is estimating economic relationship. What is it? Let's read. Business economics attempts to estimate quantitative relationship between different economic factors. The examples are price elasticity of demand, income elasticity of demand, cross elasticity of demand, production function and cost function, etc. So guys, what is the price elasticity of demand? You must have learned this point in your 11th economics. But let me tell you that the price elasticity demand states the ratio of the proportion of the changes in demand and the changes in price. Now if the price is increased by 5%, then as per the law, when the price increases, the demand will be decreases. So with the increment of price as 5%, what changes will get the demand in the percentage. So if the price is increased by 5%, it will reflect, it will give the effect to the demand, that at how much percentage the demand has been decreased. So this is what the elasticity of demand, and these kind of theories are really very important to assume, to get the assumptions of the future demand and the price by the economic theories in any business. Now we have third point, that is predicting economic quantities. We can, it is very useful to adopt economics theories to predict the economic quantities. What is it? Let's read in it. Business economics helps the management in predicting various economic quantities such as cost, at what cost a company can produce its good, demand, what will be the demand in the market, production, at what instance and for how much production a business has need to be produced. Now the price, what price they can set to get at least good profit from it, and the profit. So from the cost and the price they have decided, from that they can uh, get a proper margin to get profit. So all these things are really necessary if a business adopts the economic theory, that we can say business economics, and it is very important to predict the quantities. Now we have the fourth point, that is understanding external factors. Now what are the external factors? Let's read in it. The manager have to identify all the factors which influence the firm's revenue and profit. Now there are two different kind of factors, that is one is internal factor and the other is external factors. Internal factors are the factors which are under the control of the firm, but there are certain external factors which affect the business, but a business enterprise cannot control those factors. So by adopting economic theories, by adopting economic concept, a business enterprise can adjust themselves with the condition, with the factors are available in the external environment. So all these things are really very important, and these are the main points under the significance of business economics. Now we will move further. Here we have the point, that is merit and demerit of application of economic theory. Merit and demerit means there are certain advantages and there are certain disadvantages of application of economic theories. Now whatever the economic theories are, if we will adopt economic theories in our business, then what advantage can I get from those theories or by adopting those theories, and what are the disadvantages? So there are certain disadvantages also. So let's read in it. What are the benefits, what are the advantages that I will get if I adopt economic policies in my business? So let's see guys. Here the things written is, economic theories state functional relationship between two or more economic variables under given conditions. Application of relevant economic theories to the problem of business facilities decision making in three ways. Economics theories are really very important to take a good decision in a business. If a business, if a manager in a business has some resources, then he can take the decision by adopting economic theories to utilize those resources very properly. But now we need to discuss about the merits and demerits. So let's read the first one, that is, it offers clarity of various economic concepts like cost, price, demand, etc. used in business analysis. So the first one is the first advantage. If we implement, if we apply the economic theories in our business, what will happen? It helps us to clarify about the cost, that what cost we will occur if we produce the product like this, and at what price we can sell this product in the market, what can be the demand in the market for the product in upcoming years. So all these things can be decided, can be clarified by us if we apply the economic theory in our business. Now the second thing we have in the screen is, it helps in asserting the relevant variables and specifying the relevant data. Now whatever the data we have, we can use those data in our business. We can take the data from our past experience and we can compare those data with our present situation, and we can take the decision based on that. So all these things are also helpful by the economic theories. We can also assume something that based on the past data, that in the past we have done the things like that, but by using these kind of theories, by using this kind of method, we can solve this kind of problem, and by using this kind of theory we can get this kind of success in the future. So this is how the economic theories helps to take the decision. Now the third point we have as an advantage is, since economic theories state a general relationship between two or more economic events, they provide consistency in analysis which helps in arriving at the right conclusion. Economic theories has no certain ends. They are always ongoing and ongoing. They are always working on each and every situation. So that we can get some conclusion from the theories that we have adopted in our business. Now guys, you need to focus on the limitations, disadvantage that we adopt. If we adopt some economics theories in our business, there are some limitations of it, there are some disadvantages that we may need to face in the future if we apply some economic theories in our business. So what is the first disadvantage? First disadvantage we have on the screen is, it is assumed that, the decision maker is always rational in his approach. What does the rational means? Rational means logical. If for example we take rational decision day by day, so we are used to with it. If there is raining outside and I have an umbrella with me and I want to go outside, the what can I do? I will use that umbrella. This is called the logical decision, this is called the rational decision, because there is raining outside, so I think that if I use umbrella, then I can go outside without getting wet by myself from the rain. So this is called the logical decisions. And The same way, when the things arises to take the decision in any business, manager will take the decision logically. So in some of the case it might be possible that whatever the logical decision it may be, but by adopting economic theories, we can get the conclusion to get some other decision. So there may be conflict between the decision what we can follow by the economic theory and the decision what we can take from our experience or the logical what we are thinking that this is good and this can be done, and we must take these kind of decisions. So there may be the conflict arising between the logical decision that we need to be follow, or the decision that we get from the theories that has been made by someone else in the economic theory, and we need to follow this theory and we need to do the work like this. So there might be possible that the conflict has been occurred to get the decision. Now the second point, second disadvantage is it is based on the assumption that the sole objective of a firm is profit maximizing. In the economic theory, we have studied that the main objective, the sole objective of any business is to have the profit maximization. They want to get the maximum profit from the market. They do not focus on other things. But it is not always been practical, because now in a present scenario, businesses are not only focusing on the profit maximization, but they also focuses on some other factors also. So it is not possible for the business to adopt such a theory who only focuses on the profit maximization. So it will also consider it as a disadvantage of a economic theory. Now the third disadvantage we have on the screen is the analysis raised on the assumptions of perfect knowledge. But what we generally find is that the decision maker has to remain with limited and naturally, therefore decisions are not always rational. So guys, already I have told you that whatever the analysis we have done, whatever the theories we have adopted, but based on the theories, based on the analysis that we have done, if we are taking the decisions, this might be the wrong in the future. So we also need to think the logically. But if we go through the theories that has been made, if there are some certain conditions, that if there are certain conditions, sorry guys, there are certain conditions, if the work has been done by this way, then this result we will get from this condition. If there are the work and the condition of and the situation of the business like this, if you adopt this kind of theories, you will get this kind of results. So there is a cause and effect relationship between the economic theories and the situation that the business have. If you adopt such theories, you will get this kind of result. So cause and effect theories are there. So in this kind of scenario, in this kind of case, it is possible that the businessman or the manager cannot take the rational decisions. Now we have the next point on the screen is nature of business economics. So we will see it one by one. First one is business economics as a science. How can we say, how can we relate business economics with the science? So guys, we know very well that science has certain rules, science has certain conditions, science has certain principles. In the science, there is fixed that if you do this, you will get this. If you throw the stone in the sky, it will come back to the land. So this is what the science says. And in the economics, in the business economics, there are certain theories which also says the same thing, that if you do the business like this, you will get this kind of result in future. So these kind of things are common in the science and a business economics. So we can say it is a nature of business economics is a science. Now the second thing is business economics is an art. Now the science that is considered as a knowledge, science that is considered as a theory, but to implement those knowledge, to implement those theory in a business, for that we need to have some arts. So how can we consider, how can we correlate business economics is an art? Let's we read. Business economics may be characterized as an art also. Art offers the most effective mode of doing things, while science is concerned with rules and principles. That I have already told you that science is concerned with rules and principles. But whatever the rules are, whatever the principle are, if we want to adopt those rules, if we want to follow these rules, we need to have some art to follow these rules properly. So guys, art is concerned with the implementation of rules and principle, while science gives us explanation, art gives us guidance. Science gives us explanation that if you do the things like this, you will get these kind of things in return. if you do such kind of experiment, you can get such kind of result. So this is all the explanation is. But what the art says, art is the guidance that how you can go through the work, how you can go through the rules that has been made in the science. So guys, business economics can also be correlated with the arts. Now the third thing is business economics is basically micro in nature. So guys, let me tell you that there are two different kind of economics in a nature. The first one is microeconomics. The second one is macroeconomics. What is microeconomics? It is a economics which only focuses on, it is a study of only an individual or a single firm. But what is the macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is a economics which focuses on the whole country's economic system. Let me say for an example that GDP of the country, inflation of the country, the national income of the country, the NNP of the country, so banking sector of the company. So all these things are considered in the macroeconomics, because the study of the whole economy is the macroeconomics. But the business economics basically micro in nature, because business economics focuses on the study of only a single firm, a single business, single company. So this is a micro in nature. Now we will see the next point, that is makes use of macroeconomic tool. Business economics makes use of macroeconomics as a tool, because business need to rely on the situation of the economy of the country. Now there is a recession in the economy, there is a recession in the country. If the condition of the economy of the country is critical, they also need to focus on. Then what happens, it gives us the symbol that how we need to run our business in the recession. If the condition of the, if the conditions of the economy of the country is very good, then business can get more profit. So they need to adopt such theories to get more profit from the market, because there is a boon in the market. So it also need to take the help of the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics also consider the per capita income in the country. So the when the per capita income of a people, per capita income of the country is high, then business can be run easily by selling the product as at a higher price, because people will get more income as the per capita income is high. So in this way, a business can get more profit, because when the per capita income is high, business can set a higher price, because the income of people in the country is high. So this kind of theories, this kind of things can work properly if a business takes the help of macroeconomics as a tool. Now the next thing we have in the screen is, because business economic is a normative in character. Now what is, there are two different approaches. The first one is positive approach, and the second one is normative. It is not negative, it is normative approach. Now what does it mean? Positive approach says that what to do, how to do, all these things, how what to do to what a business do, what a business need to do to achieve their goals, what a business need to do to satisfy the objective of the business. So all these things are considered in a positive approach. But what the things that are considered in a normative approach, so we have written here that what should be done by a firm, that is what should be its aim and objective. But means the what are the objective of the business that has been set in a normative nature. How to achieve this objective, how can we achieve the objective of the business, all these things are considered in a normative in nature. We will read further. Thus while positive economics deal with description, normative economics deal with prescription. We need to think in advance. Business economics, when you are you have adopted some of the theories in your business of the economics, you need to think in advance, you need to do the assumption, you need to do the prediction. And this way we can say that it is a normative in a nature. You cannot think after the things has been done, you need to think before the thing that has to be done in the future. So this is how the business economics can be called a normative in nature. Now there are the relationship with other disciplines also. Business economics has the relationship with other disciplines like mathematics, like. Okay, guys. So now we will see that how the business economic is related, how the business economic has been relation with the mathematics. Guys, business economics has certain assumptions, certain calculations that need to be done only with the help of mathematics. We have written here that while the main mathematical concept used in the logarithms, exponential, vectors, determinants, input and output tables, so all these things are considered in the mathematics. But without the help of this kind of concepts of the mathematics, we cannot get a clear idea, we cannot get the clear calculation of some assumptions to take decision in a business with the help of economics. So guys, this is how the business economics is completely related with the mathematics, because if we have adopted some of the theories, we need to take the decisions about the cost of the product, we need to take the decision about what will be the demand in the market, we need to take the decisions about the profit and the margin of the profit we get from the market. With this kind of help, we need to use the concept of the mathematics, and it is must, because without this kind of concept, without the help of mathematics, we cannot get a proper conclusion. So guys, we can say that the business economics is highly related with the mathematics. Now we will see further that business economics and statistics, how the business economics is related with the statistics. Guys, statistics are the use that we can use the past data, we whatever the data that has been collected in the past, we can use those data to adopt the theory of the business in the business of the economics, and we can compare those data of the past with the present situation, and we can conclude the data with the comparison, and we can take decision to get enough profit in the future. So let's read what has been written in the topic. Business economics is closely related to the statistics. And what the relations of business economics with the statistics is? We read the statistics provide the basis of empirical testing of theory. We need to test the theory before apply those theory in the business. So whatever the theory, whatever the testimonial we have made, we need to take a demo, we need to apply it in practically. We need to have some model of the business from which we can apply those theories. And in the model of the in the model of that business, if we pass those theories, and if we pass the demo, if we are satisfied with the demo, then and then we need to apply those theory in our business. So before implementing any theory of the economics in the business, we need to have a demo of this theory, and we can only do the possible such thing by with the help of statistics, because statistics have some of the statistics have some of the way by which we can take the demo of the theories and the implementation of the business with a present situation. So there will be a subject called operational research, are the mixture of the economics, statistics, and mathematics. And you will learn, you might learn this subject in your Bcom very soon. Now we have the third point, that is microeconomics, that I already have explained with you, that microeconomics is the economic which only focuses on an individual or a single firm. It never focuses on the economic of the country. But we also have the other nature of the economy, that is macroeconomics. What is macroeconomics? That I also have discussed with you, that macroeconomics is economics which only focuses on the whole economy of the country. It also focuses on the national income, it also focuses on the GDP of the country, it also focuses on the per capita income of the company, it also focuses on the export and import has been done in a country. So this is what the macroeconomics is all about. But the business economics is micro in a nature, so that you need to keep this thing in your mind when the question will be asked in your exam, that what the business economics is related with. So you need to give the answer that business economics is related with only the microeconomics. We will move further. That see guys, you need not to worry about all these explanation, because all these explanation are the same explanation that I already have told you. And we will move further. We have the next point on the screen, that is decision making. This is a very basic thing, because everything will start with the first thing we need to do to take the decision. If you want to do the business, first of all you need to think that you need to take the decision that what kind of business will I do. If you need to, when you have decided that okay, I will do such kind of business, then you need to decide that where you will start your business. Okay, now let's say that you have decided the place and the location of a business. Now you need to decide that what product will you produce. Okay, Now if you decided that okay, I will produce this product at this place and I will do this kind of business, then you need to decide that at what price you will sell your product. So there are certain things that you need to decide before do anything. So decision making is a very basic and a proper thing that you need to do properly. If you have taken the wrong decision, you need to suffer the thing in future. So what kind of decision here we need to think? Let's see. There are certain decisions, that is location decision, that I already told you that if you want to do the business, if you need to start a business, if you want to start your business, you need to decide the location first. The second is operation decision. What is it? Let's read in it. Operating decisions mainly relate to the price, quantity, relationship, advertisement, marketing strategy, etc. Means how will you do your business? What theory and what strategy will you use for your business? What price will you set for your product for the business? Now all these things, that the operation of the business can be decided first before doing the business. Now we have the third decision, that is growth decision. Means what do you think about your business? What are your objective? How much growth will you get by adopting such theories of the economics in your business? So you also need to decide about the growth of your business. And the fourth one is financial decision. Means you need to have some long term finance, you need to have some short term finance, you need to issue the share to get the finance from the people for the long term. If you want to have some short term finance, then you can go to the bank and ask for the loan. If you want to have a short term finance, so you also need to think about the debt, you also need to think about the overdraft. So all these things, all the money that you need to do your business are considered in the financial decision. And you also need to have a proper capital structure, that okay, I will issue the share for this much of price, I will issue the debenture of this much, I will take the loan from the bank for this amount of money. You cannot issue the share for all the capital, all the money that you are required. So you need to have a proper capital structure, and these kind of decisions are made in the business. So all this decision has to be taken in a business. This is called the decision making, and without taking a proper decision, you cannot conclude a business, you cannot get enough profit, you might suffer a loss at a higher level. Now, types of business decisions. What are the different types of business decisions? We will discuss it one by one. First one is price output decision. So, guys, first of all, you cannot decide the price of product. You need to be dependent on the market. Whatever the price going on for the same product in the market, you also decide the price of that product around the price is going on the market. So you are not the one you can decide the price for the product. So what you need to do is you need to minimize the cost of the product you are producing. So this is how the price output decision, whatever the output you are getting, whatever the cost of the production has been occurred, you need to decide the price as to get at least break even point, or you can get some profit on it. So this is what the decision of the business that can be taken with the help of economic theory. Now we have the second point on the screen is demand decision. What is demand decision? First of all, you need to decide such a product to produce that has some demand in the market. If you produce such a product that has no demand in the market, no one will come to you and buy your product. So you need to decide such a product that has some demand, as well as you need to decide such a price for the product so that you can survive in the market with the competitors. So guys, you also need to focus on this point and this decision. This is also a very important decision to take, and with the help of economic theory you can take this decision very quietly, because economic theory also focuses on the wants and the ends of the people that are unlimited, and what ends are really necessary, and to what demand we need to give the priorities, and to how we can use the resources that we are having in our business, and how can we utilize this business properly, how can we minimize the cost of the production of the product that we are having. So by this way we can get at least some margin of the profit from the market, because if you are producing the product at 5 rupees of the cost, you suffer 5 rupees of the cost, and you will sell the this product also in the market for the 5 rupees, then you will get no profit in the market. So you must have some margin of the profit. You need to minimize the cost that you are having. Suppose you are producing the product at 3 rupees of the cost, and you will sell the same product in the market for 5 rupees, then you will get 2 rupees as a profit, and you will get the revenue according to that 2 rupees as a profit for each and every product you are selling in the market. So guys, you also need to focus on the product that you are producing. You need to minimize the cost. You need to set such a price in the market so that you can get at least some profit on that product. And this can be done only when you have adopted some good theories. You also adopted some good economic theory to implement and to take the decision accordingly. Now guys, we have the third point on the screen, that is choice of production technique. This is the very important point to take the decision in each and every business, that by which way, what the technique that you are going to adopt to produce your product. Now there are certain products that if you are not if you have not adopted some latest technology, then you might get the higher cost of the product. So you need to have an efficient production technique so that you can minimize the cost. Now guys, we have the fourth point on the screen, that is advertising decision. So you also need to do the advertisement to sell your product. So guys, how much advertisement will you do? If you have the less profit, you do not get much profit from the market, and you expense more lots of money on the advertisement, then also you are not getting much profit from the market. Then you need to think that at some instant I will do the advertisement, and I also need to improve the quality of my product. I also need to think about the price that I have decided for my product. So guys, the advertisement decision is also very important to take, and advertisement also helps us to gain some more increment in the demand of the product in the market. And there are certain for the decision under the advertisement, that is long run production decision. If you are going to produce something for long time, that you also need to decide the advertisement accordingly, that you cannot expend lots of your money for behind the advertisement, so that things happen that you might not left with any money to do the more production. So you also need to think about all these things. Investment decisions are also there, that in what machinery, in what sources you will invest your money to get at least maximum return in return. So guys, these also need to be focused, and these kind of decisions are also useful. So all these things is that if you have adopted a good policy of the economics, you can do all these things well, you can get the decision properly. Now we have the next point, that is decision and action. What does it mean? Decision means we need to decide things earlier before we do the things. But once we have decided to do, we need to implement these things, and that we can call the action. So first we need to decide something, that is what our mental process is. But once we have decided something and we do according to the decision that we have taken, it is called the action. And the economic theories also says that if you decided something and you cannot follow this thing that we have decided. If I have decided to get at least 5,000 profit from each of the product that I am producing, but I cannot get that much of profit, so there is a we can say there is a variation. There is uh, we can say the lack of planning and lack of the implementation. We can also implement such thing in a decision making, and implementation of a decision making in a business. Next point that we have in the screen, that is policy decisions and routine decisions. We also need to make such a policy that works for us, and we can repeatedly use those policy. Let's read what has written in this screen. Policy decisions are made at a top level. All the policies of the business can be prepared by the top level management, board of directors, CEO, all the members of the board of directors prepare the policies of the business. This decision making is a process. These decisions have a reference to some problem, and the solution are sought through the collection, arrangement, and analysis of relevant facts. So there are certain policies that has been decided by the top level of management, and by using these policies, some of the problem might get the solution easily by adopting and the analysis of some of the information from the business enterprise. And the next point we have on the screen is scientific decision and intuitive decision. What are the scientific decisions? Scientific decision means if you do the things like this, it will give you such kind of effect. Science has some rules, it has some principles, and if you do the work accordingly, as I already have given you the example, that if you throw the stone in the sky, you will get that stone back on the earth. So this is what the science is. It has some rules. So there are also scientific decisions that you also need to make in your business, that if you do the work like this, you will get this kind of result in the future. but there must be some intelligent decision. What does it mean? It means whatever the experience you are having, whatever the belief you are having, whatever the opinions of yours, suppose you have some experience that if you do the work like this, you might get lost in the future. So you need not to follow the theories. You need not to follow all the time whatever has been decided earlier in some of the theories and the techniques. You also need to apply your mind. You also need to use the experience that you are having. So all the, we can say, the integration of both these things are necessary to do the work properly, to take the decisions. So you need to you need to take the decision rationally as well as scientifically. Now we have the next point on the screen is general decisions and functional decisions. Now what are the general decisions and what are the functional decisions? Let's read it. General decisions are the decisions pertaining the policy and plans of the business enterprise, while functional decisions are related to the specific function of the department, such as the production, finance, marketing, and personnel, etc. General decisions are the decisions which affect the whole company, the whole enterprise, the whole, we can say, whole firm. All the department of the companies are equally affected by the decisions that are called as a general decisions. But the decisions that only specify some of the department, if I have taken the decision being a member of the board of director and my decision is only for the marketing department, this can be considered as a functional department. And the last point of the chapter that we are having on the screen, that is, you need to take risky decisions. You also need to take risky decisions. I have heard somewhere that if you take a risk, you will gain more. The more the risk is, the more the return is. So these kind of things can enthusiast us to take the decision. So we also need to think about the safety. We also need to take some of the decisions they are safer for us. We also need to invest our money in some of the sources that are quite safe in the future, and we will not lose our money. But there are certain of the investment resources from which we can get higher return, but with the same time we also have the highest level of risk in it. So we also need to do such kind of decisions. Let's say in it, it is necessary to make decision because the external environment is fast changing, and as we already know that whatever the external environment of the business is, whatever the factors are considered in the external environment, a business or a single firm cannot control those factors. So it is fast changing. If the changes are none or the predictable or repetitive, the decisions pertaining to take them are risk free decision. If the changes are uncertain and unpredictable, the decisions relating to them are risky decisions. Means whatever the decisions we have taken, if the climate, if the environment, if the factors that are considered in the external environment of the business are changing accordingly and fast changing, they are rapidly changing, then whatever the decisions we have taken are quite risky for us, that it might be the positions that are not in the favor of the business. So this is all the decisions that we can take by the implementing the theory of the economics. And here we have completed your first chapter of the economics. Now we will have the lecture for the second chapter very soon. I will upload the video on the YouTube. If you have left with any query, any confusion, any question, then you can contact me by any way. By you can comment below the video that has the section of the comment. You can also text me on my mobile. You can also send the message to my personal inbox on the WhatsApp. So goodbye, guys. Good night. Have a sweet dreams.